picture thousands of miles away. Every heartbeat, every breath is filled with thoughts of you. I am so lost without you, and I don't know what to do. Sleepless nights, filled with all the things I didn't say, that I will make it okay. Turn back time, never let you slip away. Every heartbeat, every breath is filled with thoughts of you. I am so lost without you, and I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do.
had to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. How is ya? It's Friday again. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. And my biblical question for this week is a doozy, more than what you can even imagine. What will happen if you neither agreed nor disagreed with others? What would happen? Do you ever ask yourself that? What would happen if I neither disagree or agree with others? Amazing, huh? One thing I know, the human beings love to agree and disagree. I disagree, I agree. Blah, blah, blah. What would happen if you didn't? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, running around, doing whatever it is you're doing this morning, protesting, sending your children off to school because you don't love them and you don't want to stay home and raise them and teach them because there's no ego gratification in that. Or if you are working out or whatever you may be doing, cooking, cleaning, ironing, whatever, you could be listening to the show. While it's happening, you can podcast all the shows too, but you could be listening while it is happening by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. All right? Amazing. So Friday is Open Line Friday. And because we love the blacks, and Black Americans are starting to understand that this message that we've had for the last 35 years is for them as well. It's for everyone who want to be absolutely free. Who want to be free. It's not for those who don't want to be free. It's not for those who pretend they want to be free. It's not for those who want to be free until their feelings get hurt. It's not for those, it's for those who are willing to endure to the end. And so, it's for them. It's amazing. So, and there are black people around the world. I counsel with them. I see them on the streets now, and they're like, wow, I didn't know all of my troubles was in me. And it was coming from the anger I had that came from my mother or grandmother. They just didn't know. They literally thought, especially young people, they thought that it was coming from without. And they were like, I just didn't know. now I'm seeing things better. I feel better. I realizing it's not about my color and all kind of stuff. Isn't that amazing? So Friday is Open Line Friday and Black Friday. That's the way it was. I love the black.
You do make disparaging remarks towards black people.
He black.
I want to make sure we agree on that first.
No, we disagree.
Hold on.
I want to ask.
Well, and the things that you do, I just like I say, I want to hate you, but something won't let me.
Hey,
What?
what's wrong with the blacks? First you love me, and then you hate me. That's a love made for a fool. Amazing. So it's a spiritual battle. It is it's a spiritual battle. It is a warfare. For those who want it. If you stay with this, for those who are truly working on themselves, you're going to eventually see that human beings are evil, for sure. But their problems have nothing to do with you at all. Your problems have nothing to do with them, and their problems have nothing to do with you. It's going to blow your mind when you truly see it. And you will if you stay with it. It's a spiritual battle, and everything that is happening inside of you. And it's so easy because you don't remember to blame someone else for how you think and how you feel. And once you believe it, you're convinced, absolutely convinced that it's somebody else that's making you feel or think that way, all right? So work on it. Stay with it. Stay with it. I want to, before I go to the callers here, some of you know that Elon Musk and the great white hope, Donald Trump, are having what appears to be a fight. Fight. And I don't know if I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, I don't even know if it's real or not, really, because Donald Trump is so smart that I don't know if this is a way either to get Elon Musk business back with his cars and saying, you know how the Democrats and the liberals been burning their cars, attacking their businesses and stuff like that. I don't know if it's about that or something else. And so it's interesting to see it. But I can't tell if it's real or not. I just don't know. But if it's real, let's say they're fighting and it's a real fight. They're really mad at each other. I really don't care about that. Zero care. As long as Donald Trump, the great white hope, continue to work for me, to work for the taxpayers, to make America great again. Because when you deal with people, things are subject to change with you and those people at any point, really, especially people who are emotional. And so as long as Donald Trump stay on track to continue to shut the borders down, incorporate tariff, build the military, bring back jobs and lower the taxes and send the illegals back. As long as that is happening, he and Elon can argue until the cows come home. Really. I just don't think it's real, though, for some reason. It seems like since Donald Trump know how to get the attention of the liberal media and then cause other things to happen for the good, I don't know what to think about it, folks. Really. It just doesn't seem like a real fight. Yeah, I know they're saying things, I guess, on their little channels, on their little YouTube channels, but I'm still not convinced that it's real. And again, it doesn't matter to me. And I know I heard one of the, either Trump said or somebody said that Elon is a good businessman, but he doesn't understand how the government works. And so they're working on this big, beautiful bill right now. And Elon wanted more cuts than what's happening in the bill. And Trump said, I believe it was Trump, I may be wrong, that it takes time. You have to kind of chisel away, hammer at this thing until you finally get it the way you want it. So this bill coming up now is good. And yet, but it need more, so they'll do it again and again and again until they finally get what they want. And it was said that Elon might not understand that. I know that Elon appeared to be disappointed at the Republican and Democratic government that they wouldn't cut the way it should be. So I don't know. You never really know behind the scene because the media is not going to be honest with you about it. And the people who are fighting, they're not going to tell you the real reason they're fighting. So I don't know. What do y'all think about it? Here's ABC News. A war of words between Elon Musk and President Trump erupted into a full meltdown on Thursday. Musk slammed Trump for ingratitude over the 2024 election, knocking the president's signature legislation, and even claiming Trump was on the Epstein file, was in the Epstein file. Watch this from ABC News.
Tonight, the stunning collapse of an alliance between the President of the United States and the world's richest man, their relationship exploding in front of the world. In the Oval Office, President Trump for the first time addressing Elon Musk, who's been taking aim at Trump's budget bill, saying, "Kill the bill."
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore.
For days, Musk has railed against the president's bill, calling it a disgusting abomination that would add $2.5 trillion to the national debt. Today, Trump accusing Musk of being out for himself, angry that the bill cuts the electric vehicle tax credits that benefit Tesla owners.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden, he had a problem. And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate.
Musk left the administration just 5 days ago. He had a black eye. Trump revealing today he offered Musk makeup.
You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is.
Amazing. So I just don't know. It's interesting. It doesn't appear to be what it seems. Musk claimed Trump would have lost the election without him.
Musk spent more than $288 million to help elect Trump. The president says he could have won without him.
I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway.
Musk watching today, furious, posting, quote, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election." The president gave Musk extraordinary power, allowing him to eliminate entire federal agencies and to fire tens of thousands of workers. But tonight, Trump portraying Musk as another disgruntled former employee.
They leave, and they wake up in the morning, and the glamour's gone, the whole world is different, and they become hostile.
The president says he's disappointed by this turn.
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
Amazing. I don't know if it's real, folks. I think there's something else going on because this guy, Trump, is real smart. Trump and Musk erupted into a social media feud. What's this?
Musk erupting to his more than 220 million followers. On Trump's claim he knew what was in the bill, Musk posting, "False. This bill was never shown to me even once." The president firing back, posting Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. And tonight, Trump is now threatening Musk's $20 billion in government contracts, saying the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. Musk continuing to fire back late today, suggesting Trump's tariffs will plunge the nation into recession, even suggesting impeachment. and leveling a deeply personal attack. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Referring to Jeffrey Epstein, who is accused of sex trafficking and who took his life in prison. Late today, reporters asking the president.
Mr. President, what was your response to Elon Musk?
The president did not answer.
Amazing. Interesting. So again, I don't know. I'm having to wait and see about this one. And but I wish him well. And I hope that Trump continue to make America great again, because we have one shot. America's never going to return to what it was, that's for sure. But at least we have one shot at, which we've not had in a long time, bringing back jobs and all those things, making a strong military, bringing back the police, locking up the criminals and all that kind of stuff. So I want that to continue, and whatever the little fight is about, I wish them well. What do y'all think? Do you even care about this story? I just want to continue to hear that they are sending the illegals back to their wherever they came from, that they are making the streets safer, and that they lower the taxes, and that they are whatever. The border security. I hear there's a lot of money in this bill for the border, and I'm happy about that. So that's all I really care about concerning this, because when you have human beings together, stuff happens. I just want the president to continue to do what he said he's going to do for us, meaning work for us to make America great again. Because it's a mess right now. And I believe, we'll see, and it's been reported that this weekend things are supposed to be dying down between the two of them. And apparently they may be talking on the phone or something like that. But I don't know what the truth is in this. And frankly, I don't give a darn if it does come home, Paul. I won't accept him. So I'm not really concerned about it, to be honest. My producer said, we can fix the economy. We can't fix the racial demographic. That's for sure. We can fix the economy, but we can't fix the racial demographic, meaning that these illegals coming over here having babies and then becoming so-called citizens, we can't fix that. But we can make the economy better. So we got to keep them out of here and send them back that's been coming in. As I move forward, I have this report coming up for you where there was a white woman, I believe, that was discriminated against because she was straight. She wasn't a lesbian or all that stuff. And she was, according to the report, she was discriminated against. She took it all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said reverse discrimination is illegal. You know something? Reverse discrimination. I have that coming up for you. And so it's good in many ways, especially for white people. And it come at a time where White History Month is right there, almost there. And so it means that white people, if you are, when you are discriminated against because you're white, and it happens all the time, you can now sue because you're discriminated against based on your whiteness. It's about time, huh? Making America great again. Happy White History Month come July. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Open line Friday /Black Friday. Let me go to George, our first time call out of Illinois. George, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Hey, George.
A lot of people got a problem with you, and I do too. You know what my problem is?
What?
You're like E.F. Hutton. When you speak, I stop.
Oh,
Whatever
amazing.
I'm doing, I know, man. I sit for hours and listen to you. I go through YouTube, and I see you teaching these young people. You know, they don't know their history, Jesse. And no, I tell a lot of
That's
blacks.
for
Let me
sure.
finish this statement. A Black History Month is about as dumb as a box of rocks. I use my Black history. I am on a cell phone invented by a black man. PC computer invented by a black man. Open heart surgery. Oh, I can't drive sticks. I have to drive an automatic invented by a black man. That traffic light that's all over the entire world. 1913, Cleveland, Ohio, by Garrett Morgan. He invented the gas mask. It's used in the basic design is used today in every fire department, every mask. Saved tens of thousands of lives in the Civil War. And he invented the lawnmower. And then Elijah McCoy.
Because
the
of time,
person-
George, did you want to make a point? Because of time.
Pardon me?
And what do you want to say about all that?
Well, my point is that the kids in this country don't know on either side who these people were.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they knew their history, I live in Chicago in the heart of the ghetto up until I moved to corn country. My neighborhood wasn't bad, 39 shootings, 9 murders in 31 hours. I'm the only white boy for 2.5. I bought my house after the neighborhood had changed. I've lived with blacks my entire life, Jesse. People have no idea. Oh, they're afraid of them. Afraid of what, man?
Well, they don't want them. They don't want Black America or anyone really. They don't want Black Americans to know the true history of
They don't.
of Black. And the reason they don't because if they knew it, then they can't control the Black. They can't lie to them and make them feel
There's a
less
certain party
than.
that does that.
But I do want to add, though, let's say that Black America knew what Black people used to do to make America great again in the good old days. If the Blacks don't drop their anger, knowing what happened physically will not solve the problem because the problem is of the heart. It's not of what you have or don't have.
I hear you talking about the blacks destroying America because the way they are.
Yeah.
And it's a shame.
Yeah.
Why? I always tell everybody this stuff about the inventors and the great, fantastic things. Well, what do you even care?
Right.
Jesse, you're in the parking lot and somebody jumps on you. Why would I stop to help you? Because you're a human being. I used to have 14-inch forearms and 18-inch biceps. I could hurt a lot of people. I never did. Now I wear a belt 4 inches long and a 3-ounce buckle. I'm going to go in there swinging that belt. I can do that. I'm not going to let you. I don't give a damn who you are, what color you are or not.
Yeah.
Man or woman, you get jumped, I'm going in there. Jesus says, greatest thing a man can do in life is to die for a friend.
Well, this is from the good old days, George. You're thinking from the good old days. It's
Jesse,
not
I wish I
like
was your
that
age.
anymore. I'm sorry?
I wish I was your age.
How old are you?
I'm 82, buddy.
Wow. You're from the old school, George.
Oh, yes.
It's not.
I say, excuse me, when I walk in front of a 5-year-old child like I would you, Jesse, or anybody else.
Yeah. You're
and
right.
what we've done in this country is we've taken God out of our country. And you know what's the worst thing of all this, Jesse? One word has destroyed the entire world. I raised my kids to be independent. You just told that kid he's on his own or she's on her own.
Yeah.
Why are churches empty, Jesse? Because mom and dad do everything in the world for that kid. And if I don't need my mother and father, why do I need who I can see, who's fed me, clothed me, and everything else?
Yeah.
Why do I need them why do I need Jesus Christ and God when I can't even see them?
Well, you're absolutely right in
I
that.
got 3 kids. None of my kids are independent, Jesse. My kids all own their own business. And I mean, from 8 years old.
Well, you're right in that when we were growing up, we were taught from day one to work and to be, when you turn 18, go out and create your own life. You got to take care of yourself. And we were taught that way, but it's not being taught anymore. And so young people don't see it that way at all.
Jesse, we lost 4,100 men and women in Afghanistan. Why have we lost 31,000 in the same period of time to suicides? Because these kids aren't able to do what they're doing. They go in and do a battle, but they haven't Never had nobody say no to him.
Yeah.
You know,
What a
in
mess.
1944, you know, and up until 1944 and it's World War II, blacks weren't allowed to fight. Oh, the Democrats, they're not fit to fight. You know what? If I was going to start an army, all I want is blacks and Mexicans and people who've been held down their whole life that's had to fight to stay alive.
Amazing.
That's who I want. I don't need some lily white blacker kid that's had everything handed to him.
Like
I want
Hake.
somebody I can trust.
Yeah. Amazing. George, I got to run because of time. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Well, I can't stop. I got to stop watching you, Jesse. I'm watching you right this moment. I can't get no work done.
Amazing. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll call you back, Jesse. You take care. God bless you, brother.
You too, buddy.
Amen.
Thank you. From the old school, it's amazing, too, how if you raise your kids from day one, the moment they pop out of mama's womb, you raise them to be independent, and they have a mindset like that. That's all they know is to be independent. And when they grow of age, 18 and on, you wouldn't have to think about your children, have to worry about them because you know they're going to go out there and they know how now to work. As long as you can work, you're going to have food on your table. You're going to have a roof over your head. And so you grow up with that mindset when you go out in the world. Yes, you stumble along the way, but you will never fall because that mentality is not in you. Really, it's just not there. It's not in you. But now it is there, and what a sad way to live. Amazing. Super chat.
Super chat.
Super.
Chats.
A Rumble rant missed from yesterday from Commander Kim.
You gotta know how to rumble.
Imagine if a husband called into the show saying he was pure and his wife is gross and he doesn't want to sleep with her. Women are the worst. This is Commander Kim.
What's the worst?
Women.
Oh.
Women.
Oh, that call from yesterday, huh?
I like that call, though.
Yeah. It was interesting.
But shout out.
Yeah, shout out, and thank you.
Thank you, Commander Kim, as always.
Yeah.
Sound of Silence, welcome, new JLP show member on YouTube.
Thank
so
you.
Cool.
Amazing.
Victoria, sorry. Butter coffee, Jesse. We need a Punchie's coffee mug for our Punchie's coffee.
Don't worry. It's coming.
Nice.
Someone is working on it as we speak. So thank you for the suggestion, but we are working on it. Punchie's Coffee. Get your Punchie's Coffee at jesseleepeterson.shop. It is so good. Unfortunately, we can't ship overseas yet. Not coffee. There are other things we can, but not coffee. But it is so good. Thank you. But they're working on it right now. rebuildingtheman.com/stores or jesseleepeterson.shop. Amazing. Thank you.
A generous 10 coffees from Alex. Thank you, Jesse. The light of truth that shines through you. Words can't describe. All I can hear sometimes is stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Love you, bro.
Thank you. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Oh, amazing.
Josh from
What was the young guy named from Alabama? George texted yesterday at the meeting last night.
Wayne.
Hey, Wayne came all the way from Texas, flew in to be at the men's forum last night. That was amazing, huh?
Indeed.
And he went back.
That's awesome.
But anyway.
Josh from Georgia, BQ response.
What would happen if you neither agreed nor disagreed with others?
Seems like the temptation to judge, hate, and argue with others be greatly diminished if I neither agreed nor disagreed with them. This would result in a more objective understanding of others and clearer sight.
Thank you, Josh from Georgia. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Quick break. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. Number one, the Hake Report. Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour, 9 a.m. Not the top of this hour, but after my show today, 9 a.m. Pacific time from 9 to 11. The Hake, HAKReport.com. And then at 11, it's Friday, right? A brand new episode of the Fallen State.tv. An amazing conversation with Frank Stallone. And Frank is a Grammy and Golden Globe nominated actor and comedian, and the brother of Sylvester Stallone. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
So you are the brother to Sylvester Stallone,
yes,
right?
I'm his younger brother. We didn't come from basically an artistic background. You know, some people just maybe have a natural gift that I think is a divine intervention.
And what's your impression of the world?
I've been to China, Jordan, I've played in Italy. People just don't realize how fortunate we are to live in this country. Trump is a leader.
Yeah,
he's an alpha.
All the way.
He's got what they call in Hollywood the it factor.
Yes.
He's got it.
Amazing. At 11 a.m. today, every Friday, brand new episode of The Fallen State. And you can become a member of The Fallen State right there on the YouTube channel. And locals.com, you can support us there. And then at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. Energy, so now that Trump is fighting with Elon and all the energy just into that, the Anchor Baby going to entertain you, inform you, and guide you with his energy. So don't worry. Energy everywhere. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon Pacific time. And Sunday morning church where everybody, doors open at 10:30. Meetings start at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. RebuildingTheMan.com/church. All right? And last but not least for now, get your cameos in. Father's Day is coming up. Father's Day. And the best gift other than the merch, JesseLeePeterson.com merch, JesseLeePeterson.shop merch. You can, and the coffee, a cameo will make your dad smile. It will make your father smile when you hear this cameo from his son, daughter, wife, or family member. Shout out, cameo, and I do them for you, the cameos. So there's a special that ends today at 10 p.m. I told you about this special all week. And it ends today, so get your shout-outs in to your father or whomever by going to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. All right? James, let's do some more of those super chats, and then I'm going to go back to the callers.
Over on Cash App, Jaylen says, "What's up?"
You got it.
Thank you,
Jalen.
Jalen.
You got it.
The Professor 70, no message. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Or ma'am. The Professor 70 with another Fina. She ain't black, but she big, she mean, she Injun, and yes, Jesse, she got hell in her. Pray for me and my 2 sons. Thanks so much, Jesse. Pirate flags surrounding a Canadian flag.
I wish you well. Stay with us, stay with us, stay with us. Amazing.
Pastor Chatelet, time for black excellence. We do a little cooning. It's called We'd Like to Do a Little Cooning. Over on Rumble.
Thank you.
Retro Memento, not all, but nothing good comes out of Africa. Just to name a few: hurricanes, AIDS, Black Friday, fire ants, Kudzo and Elon, only to name a few.
I really have been paying a lot of attention over the last 35 years, but especially recently. I really want to understand what happened. I know what happened spiritually, but what happened that nowhere in the world where blacks are in control that it's working in America or anywhere. Why is that? Why is the black race the only, well, not the only race, but the primary race, the only race that's suffering like this? They're angry, they're emotional, they don't build, they destroy. And the interesting thing about it, no one seems to really know, or they're afraid to say what it is. Very, very interesting. Thank you.
Also on Rumble, Celestial Lord, if Trump was in the Epstein files in a bad light, the Democrats who had those files from the beginning would have used it when they were trying to send Trump for a life imprisonment.
I said that last night in our meetings that if Trump was in the so-called Epstein file, it's fine with me anyway, but I don't believe he's in there because ain't no way the Democrats would not have revealed that during the election of this last election. They were trying to kill Trump, remember? They threw everything they could at that man. There's no way they would have kept that secret during this past election. It may be there, and it doesn't matter anyway, but I just don't believe he's in there. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Ain't no way they would have known that.
I mean, because you're associated or on some list doesn't mean that you did anything.
Free Diddy.
Indeed. Taylor says on YouTube, I voted for Trump, not Elon, and the bill, as far as I can tell, is good. Cutting welfare and increasing money for military and border security, putting America first to win over China. I thank Elon, though.
For what?
For his service.
Nice. You're right. Elon did what appeared to be an amazing job dealing with destroying the government, at least breaking it down, destruction. So, but I just want Trump to do his job. They can fight if they want, but just stay at making America great again. Don't let the devil distract him from that. Amazing. Thank you.
Carlos bought 3 coffees. He black.
He black.
Jesse, I sent your producer a song I made for you, but he black and probably didn't pass it along. Love you, Jesse.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll check it out.
And then it stops. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it.
Jesus, thank you as always, man. On Cash App, Anthony
Thank you.
Says, good morning, Black Friday. Doors open at midnight.
Amazing. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now. We'll get to the rest later.
Oh, amazing.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Nice. What do you think about this so-called feud between Trump and Musk?
It's kind of fun/funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It seems like Trump is stable and Elon is unstable. Yeah. And so, I can't hear you.
Yep.
Nice.
And I have my head on the cough button.
Right. And so I don't think it'll last. I think that there'll be, if they are really fighting, which it seems like some of the stuff that they're saying is crazy, especially Elon. But I don't think it'll last. I think it'll kind of even itself out.
I believe so too. I still don't think it's real. I think they're intentionally doing it for something else to happen. that would turn out to be good or amazing. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Yep.
Last night meeting, I was referring from Michigan. What's his name?
Oh, Bill.
Bill. Hey, Bill. Bill.
Detroit.
Bill come in every year into L.A., maybe twice a year, I think, but definitely every year to attend the bar meeting from Michigan. Bill was there last night as well. Last night meeting was through the roof. It was like slap your mama and bring her home.
Yeah, the men's forums are always a highlight of the month.
Amazing. The men's forums are every first Thursday night of the month, folks. So remember that. And then ladies' forums the third Thursday night of the month. Let me go to Michael out of Florida. Michael, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Jesse? How you doing?
All this well. Michael, come right to your phone a little louder.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I called a few weeks ago. I forgave my parents, and I've been doing the silent prayer every day.
Uh-huh.
And then I was having this discussion with a friend of mine, and he says he's an atheist, and I wasn't trying to impose my beliefs on him. I thought we were going to learn from each other and kind of understand our own belief systems better, because that's what you do when people have a different viewpoint than you. And then all of a sudden he just is like, well, if you believe in God, do you think that gay people are going to go to hell? And he sent me this TikTok about that stuff, and it got me, I got so triggered, man, because it's like, why are you bringing up gay people? Why does everyone have to bring up gay people all the time with every discussion? And I just didn't realize he was that woke. And like, it actually kind of disturbed my whole evening, because we have a friend. He's a friend. We have a history of hanging out and stuff. And then he just he kept twisting words, like a lot of the people you talk to that come on the show. And like I said, it kind of disturbed my whole vibe for the evening, because one, I've been working on overcoming the anger, and it did make me angry, and then it made me like angry that I was angry. And I mean,
what a mess!
It's what a mess, man. I mean, he's engaged to a fat chick, and I think most of those fat chicks are really woke, so I think she's kind of poisoned his brain with that mind virus. But like, how do you stay so calm when you're talking to all these crazy people all the time? Because they're crazy.
And you're right, they are crazy. Anyone that has anger is crazy, and they can't see. And once you understand that is not them, it's just that they cannot see, they're asleep, then you won't it will be impossible to become angry at them because they can't see. And so instead of calling them woke, just know that they are asleep. And so when you run into that and they disagree with you or whatever, it would be impossible to take it personally, because you will understand. So just realize you went into your thoughts, your imagination. You were wrong for getting angry. You were wrong for getting angry. Don't judge that. And then just realize it. And if something should like that should happen again, it won't bother you at all, because you will have understanding.
That's exactly what happened. I just got into my thoughts and my emotions for just a second, and it made me upset, and I reacted, because it was just through a voice chat or like a Telegram chat. We were sending messages back and forth.
Right.
And like, he was wrong, but I still got triggered, and you still come across like you're the bad guy, even when there's a certain way to do it. And I just missed the mark, but I got into my thoughts and my emotions, and he's very angry. I can tell that. His parents, they're not good people. They're very awful people. And it's sad that he had to grow up like that, but I feel like I saw how demonic that anger that some people carry around is. I mean, it's really not a good thing. It's prideful. They can't admit they're wrong. They twist language. It's very toxic.
But the most important lesson out of that situation is not what was his reaction, but what was yours. And
absolutely,
and you can't, and it doesn't sound like you're doing it, but you can't blame him that you got angry, because the anger that you felt,
can't. You're right.
The anger that you experienced was in you. It was inside of you, and he had nothing to do with it at all. So just be aware of that, and you see now that he's not your friend, he is your enemy, but don't hold it against him, and you move forward.
Okay, so when it comes, because I thought I have been working on overcoming the anger, and then I had that event last night where I felt that anger. So is it just, is it a process that happens over time? And
well, I don't normally use that word process, but since I hear it all the time, what happened is
I get it.
What happened is you just fell into your thoughts, your imagination.
Oh, I did, man.
And in the imagination,
that's exactly what happened.
In the imagination where darkness dwells, where evil live. So just realize that, don't judge it, and then just come back to present, and be present. And I promise you that will change. But don't frustrate yourself over it. Don't try to make it change. Just realize, you know what? I went into my thoughts about that, and that's why those emotions came. And don't call the anger you or anything. Just realize you went unconscious for a minute. That's all that happened. You went unconscious.
I went unconscious for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, when the first thing I did actually after this happened, because I was so worked up, and I felt like once that happened, it was almost like I opened the door to like get trapped in my thoughts and my emotions. The first thing I did is I went and did the silent prayer right after.
Yes.
But still for the rest of the night, I don't know. It was like I was kind of stuck there, and
beautiful.
It's like it took me a while to recover from it, I guess.
Beautiful. When you're stuck like that in those thoughts, live with it, eat with it,
live with it,
sleep with it, drive with it, be with it. Don't run away from it. Don't deny it.
You're right.
And the truth would take it away, because those are spirits, right? And the truth,
it's spirit,
God
man,
is trying to save you from that. So don't you get rid of that on your own. You live with it, and it'll be taken away from you.
How? Because you talk to these people all the time, and they just say crazy things. They have crazy beliefs, and they don't. When you say they can't help it, is that because they haven't forgiven, and so that means the anger makes a home in them and controls them?
Just like it did with you and me and everybody on earth. Every human being, sin, which is anger, has made a home in them. And that it works through their imagination, thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time. And it's worked through their emotions. And they think that is them because they have truly identified with it. And they think that it's them, but it's not. And that's every human being on earth. And only a few will truly find it. Most people won't. Some will think they have, and they haven't. Most people won't, but a few will. And that's why I'm encouraging you to stay with it, and you'll be fine.
I will. I'm going to stay with it.
Yeah.
It just kind of, I think my ego kind of got involved too, because I thought I was having, like I'd had it all figured out, and then it was just some, like, I don't know, maybe God reminding me, like, hey man, this is, don't take credit for this. This is.
But that's for sure. But the fact that you thought you had it all laid out and you understood it, thinking about it means that you don't have it laid out. Because when you're free, you're not going to have thoughts at all. All thoughts will disappear, and you will live by knowing, by the light instead of thinking. When you think that you have it,
silent prayer.
When you think that you have it, it's a thought lying to you.
Oh, exactly.
So don't worry
So
about
just keep doing the silent prayer and everything?
Stay with the prayer, practice staying present, and you're fine. The truth is working for you, and it will never leave you.
So when you're talking to those people, you don't have any, like, I know you disagree with them, and I know you call them out when they're wrong and they're saying things that are evil, and you ask them questions that kind of expose them, but you don't have any sort of animosity towards them.
Zero. I feel nothing about it, nor do I think anything about it. Not at all. It's so weird, too, because it's not a me. I didn't even know it was possible to live that way, but I literally think nothing about it. I see what's going on, but I think nothing about it at all. I don't feel anything about it. I have no judgment of it. I just see what's going on. And you can live that way, too.
And when you're calm like that and you don't get into your thoughts and emotions, it exposes the evil inside of them because they can't keep it hidden. The anger eventually bubbles to the surface.
Well, that's
seems
because
like what happened.
Because of time, I'm about to run, but that's because anger has no power. It has no authority. It has no life. It has nothing. It's been defeated, but most people don't know that because they are one with it. But when Christ came, he defeated the devil, and the devil can only deceive you in the imagination and make you destroy yourself. But all power and all authorities has been given unto the children of God. And anger has no power. Anger is weak. That's why I blame others. That's why I get mad. That's why because it has nothing but intimidation. And if you can't be intimidated by anger, you cannot be controlled by it.
Man, that's so true. Man.
But I got to run, Michael.
I appreciate it, Jesse.
You stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
Oh, I'm definitely going to stay with it, man. I appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
You too, buddy. Thank you. Super chat.
Super chat.
Super
chats. Justin says, amazing.
Amazing.
Here at their gym in Massachusetts.
Nice. Amazing.
Charles bought a coffee. If Elon knew about Trump and Epstein, why would he still work with him? And why wouldn't the Democrats use this against Trump 10 years ago?
Yeah, that's why I don't believe it's true. We'll wait to see. It doesn't matter anyway to me, but we'll wait to see.
Elon is not to be trusted.
That what she said. Amazing. Thank you.
Chris Rao, pardon me. I'm butchering your name. Kiss Rao. Thank you, Jesse, for letting human spirit up.
Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiss Row.
Thank you for your support.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that may be all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. Is Elon conservative or liberal?
Both.
What do that mean? He can't be both.
That's what you think. He's liberal. But he's a reasonable liberal at times.
What's the name of the young man that called me yesterday with the song? He said he was 14 years old.
Oh.
What's his name, Derek? Remember him?
Jude.
Jude. I listened to that song. When I come back from the break, I'll tell you what I thought about it. All right? Jude, 14 years old, he called me and suggested I listen to a song. Let me take a break. 2 more hours to go. The Hake news is coming right now. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
There's a whole lot of mess going on in the world. People standing up before the taxiing is finished. We need Anchor Baby to crack the whip like the Turks. The Turkey people are doing that, I hear. Turkish aviation authorities. And war in the Ukraine. Did you know there's a war going on in the Ukraine? And Elon Musk and Trump are having a feud, according to Commie Nonsense Network, if they are to be believed. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Black Friday, June 6th, AD 2025. There's one line open. You can call in, and those of you who are on hold, hang tight, callers. We will get to your calls, okay? And you can call in right now, even during Hake News, not fake news, to get on hold, to get on air with JLP in the second hour. Nice. And we will get to more of your super chats and more great stories. Nice. It doesn't matter if it's a long or short flight, reports Jade Walker at Commie Nonsense Network, CNN. Once a plane lands on the runway, some travelers will immediately stand up during taxiing when the thing is on the wheels running, rolling, the airplane, rather than remain safely in their seats. However, this practice is maybe about to change because some Turkish aviation authorities taking a stand on standing. According to a new rule, any passenger on a commercial flight entering Turkey, that country, will be fined if they stand up, go to the corridor, open the overhead bins, and proceed along the aisles before the airplane has parked at the gate. Will fines end this ritual of impatience? Will other countries follow suit? Time may tell. War in Ukraine, powerful explosions reverberated across the Ukrainian capital overnight, that's Kiev, as Russia launched waves, not just one wave, waves of drones and ballistic missiles at multiple targets. Search and rescue operations underway. At least 4 people been killed in Kiev. Dozens more wounded across Ukraine. The latest barrage comes after Ukraine launched audacious raids on airfields deep inside of Russia last weekend. You may have heard about that. Anchor Baby covered it quite extensively. Ukraine also surprised Moscow by attacking the Kerch Bridge, Kerch Bridge, the only direct connection point between Russia and the annexed Crimean Peninsula, with 1,100 kilograms of explosives that had been planted underwater. Wow. During a meeting at the White House on Thursday, the White on the Inside White House, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, M-E-R-Z, pardon me if I'm butchering his name, said our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, is the one person who could help end the war. Quote, we both agree on this war and how terrible this war is going on, and we are both looking for ways to stop it very soon. And I told the president he is the key person in the world who can really do that now by putting pressure on Russia. So said German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Nice. And the Musk-Trump feud, 2 billionaires engaged in a war of words on their own social media sites, Elon's X and Trump's Truth Social. And in the Oval Office on Thursday, an online version of a reality TV show that kept many utterly transfixed to their screens. Were you one of them? You get sucked into the drama because the individuals in question were tech mogul Elon Musk and our greatest president of the United States. The increasingly heated exchange about Trump's massive tax and domestic policy bill affected stock prices. It worried politicians, prompted calls for impeachment, and renewed interest in the controversial Epstein files. How is it controversial? I'm interested. The pair had been close allies ever since Elon Musk gave Trump's campaign a boost by donating over $290 million to Trump and other Republicans during the 2024 election cycle. After Trump's return to office, the world's richest man was a trusted advisor and frequent visitor to the White House. Musk also helmed the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, and he did a pretty good job, took a chainsaw to the federal so-called workforce. I'm James Hake, now JLP.
got to stand up strong. Face the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question for this week: what would happen if you neither agree nor disagree with others? What would happen if you neither agreed or disagreed with others? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, running around anywhere in the world, doing whatever it is that you're doing, you can be listening to the show anyway. You can podcast, but you can listen live on your iPad or iPhone as it is happening by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. It's Friday. Bond JLP Cash App. Right? You put it up, right? Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Friday. It's Get It Off Your Chest Friday / Black Friday. I love the blacks.
You do make disparaging remarks towards black people.
Be black.
I want to make sure we agree on that first.
No, we disagree.
Hold on.
I want to ask.
Ask.
Well, and the things that you do, I just like I say, I want to hate you, but something won't let me.
Hey.
What?
What's wrong with the blacks? Amazing. A spiritual battle like I've never seen before. And it's interesting. The one thing I noticed when you truly work on yourself and you stay with it, you get to a point where working on yourself is fun. Really. It's crazy, but it's fun. Fun. So stay with it, those who are working on themselves. So a friend of mine texted me. I asked, was Elon Musk liberal or conservative? And a friend said that Musk is socially liberal and fiscally conservative. So both, again, socially liberal and fiscally conservative. Thank you. That's interesting. Before I go to the phones, folks, I want you to know the one thing you should never, ever, 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 never do what you want. But the one thing that you should never, ever, 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 but never. Ever, 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 but never. Listen up. You should never feel sorry for anyone. You should never identify with other people's problems. You should never be trying to help other people. You should never have anything to do with another person's issues, period. Period. You should back off and let them think, be, and act any kind of way they want, as long as they're not hurting you physically, right? They're not involved in your world. But you're making a horrible mistake. You don't know the horrible mistake you're making when you feel sorry for another human being. The destruction that you bring upon yourself, and not to mention what you're doing to them by feeling that way, but the destruction that you bring upon yourself cannot be described. Really. It wasn't meant for you to do that. You weren't created to do that. And yet, a whole lot of human beings feel sorry for others. And look what's happening to you as a result. When you see what you see, you better back off. And human beings love to say, oh, I helped somebody. And they get a thrill, but they also get destroyed. When another human being let you know where they're coming from, you better wash your hands of it. Okay, thanks. You have been misinformed, miseducated, even with your own children, adult children. If they want to suffer, they'll be talking about, oh, that's my child. That's my brother, my sister, my daughter, my son. I got to help. You have no idea what you're doing to yourself. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with love. And you set yourself up to be destroyed. I recommend you not do it, but if you like that, you love that kind of thrill, those type of thrills, do it. And see what you get. One quick thing, and I've said for lately, let me ask this. I noticed in some videos where there are people going into like McDonald's and stores, supermarkets and places like that. And in their state of anger, they're knocking over everything, destroying the merchandise in the stores and places like that. Why do they think they can get away with that? And why? It just occurred to me why. But they're like smashing the business owning merchandise in the stores, and they're mad, and then they walk out, and no one stopped them. And I see it a lot now. Another thing I've noticed that it's Black Friday, right? That at most major events where there are a lot of people, and especially a lot of black people, they're always the event always in a fight, one form or another. And it doesn't matter whether they're young or old. You can't even go out to a major event now and feel safe, especially if there are a bunch of blacks there. They're going to fight, shoot and kill in some cases, and put your life at risk. And they're allowed to get away with that. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Remember when you were in high school and you had an event to go to that involved your high school, and you couldn't wait to go, hang out, have fun, dance and laugh and play around? That's gone now. WKTV is reporting that New York State police responded to multiple fights at a school in New York there. I don't know what the name of the school. A day that saw students from various school districts gather to celebrate senior skip day. So they have a day when the seniors don't have to go to school. And a bunch of blacks, they end up fighting. They had to end the event. Watch this from CBS News, New York, and WKTV.
Tonight, several fights and a crowd of hundreds dispersed, causing Jones Beach to shut down. Social media video shows the crowd scattering after police helicopters hovered above. The chaos started around 6 tonight, and police say around 500 people gathered, mostly college-aged. There were a few minor injuries, and Chopper 2 captured at least one person in custody, but no word yet on any charges.
State police say they responded to a number of fights throughout the day yesterday at Sylvan Beach. Sylvan Beach Police Chief Ricky Johnson says because of the beach-like weather yesterday, it appeared that kids from multiple school districts held their so-called senior skip day on Wednesday and made their way to the beach. He says there were numerous reports of fights with injuries and even a possible stabbing called into 911. State police, who are handling the investigation, says that no one was stabbed. No word of anyone being arrested just yet, but Fire Chief Johnson says his department did treat some wounded victims from those fights.
I mean, this, in the good old days, you would have never seen this. And now everywhere the blacks go, and those are young people. I see old people doing it too, old blacks. The women, especially women, but men and women. What has happened? I'm about to ask this question that I already know the answer to, but I'm going to ask. What has happened to the blacks? And not all, but most. They have gone literally out of control. Angry. They can't even get together by themselves. Ain't no white people around. And they're fighting. And if you notice, none of the black leaders are condemning it at all. I haven't heard any. And if they do mention it, they call it racism. They blame it on someone else. What a mess. I want my country back. But Black America, you need to drop the anger. You got to forgive your mothers and return to your fathers, or your children, if you have children. It's just going to be even worse than this generation. I said 35 years ago, each generation of blacks will get worse because they're not dealing with the evil. And look what's happening. Remember the knockout games when the blacks, way back when, were going around to the white businesses and knocking out white people, and they're laughing about it? I'm like, y'all better not accept this. This is going to get worse. And it gotten worse. And it's going to get worse because it's evil. What a mess, huh? One other quick story here. Things are so bad in our country and in California, in Los Angeles. They have given the people drugs, marijuana, and they put them on the street, and they say they are mentally ill. And they have taught the mentally, quote-unquote, mentally ill people that you can pretty much do what you want. You can destroy people's property. You can do what you want, and the people better not say anything because they're getting in trouble, not you. And the mentally ill people know that. And when you run them off your property, they'll tell you can't touch me. You can't touch me. The law tell me I can do what I want. I'm like, what the? Okay. It's bad. And anyone, I don't care who it is, how educated you are, or anything, anyone that has anger, which is evil, is mentally ill. It's mentally ill. That's what caused mental illness, because everybody with anger is mentally ill. But this what story I'm about to show you right now, it take the cake. It's like, it take the cake. Watch. I really want you to pay attention. When I heard this story, I was like, what the? This is from KTLA 5. Police are investigating an early morning home invasion by a nude man in the Valley Village neighborhood of Los Angeles. Watch this.
A security camera captures a man nude from the waist down, touching himself in a sexual manner on the front porch of Patty Robb's Valley Village home.
I checked my surveillance cameras, and I couldn't believe what I saw.
We had spoken with Patty on the KTLA Morning Show about the same man entering her neighbor's home and touching himself inappropriately there. Afterwards, she went home and checked her security camera and was rattled by what she discovered.
He was on the front porch. I still haven't touched anything out there because I'm still kind of freaked out about him being on my front porch.
The unidentified man was on Patty's porch around 1:20 Thursday morning, and then her neighbor Amy woke up to him inside her home around 2 a.m.
It was pretty terrifying. That's, for a woman, it's like the most, I think it's our most primal fear, right? A sexual assault.
I don't even know what to say about that. In these people's home. He went in the house, according to the story. A neighbor woke up to the homeless man standing in her living room, 10 feet away. Watch this.
Amy, who didn't want to show her face, says she was sleeping on her couch in the living room when she spotted the naked stranger and started screaming.
All of a sudden I looked up and there was a man in my dining room, probably about 10 feet away from me, undressed from the waist down, masturbating and staring at me.
She tells us she grabbed her sleeping dog and ran outside to call 911. LAPD officers quickly responded and detained the man, who was then taken in for a mental health evaluation.
He was high on methamphetamines. The cops said that that can cause like an increased sexual arousal, like a hyperarousal state. He did look high.
Prior to police arriving, Amy says he moved a lot of her stuff around her home.
When I came in the house after the cops left, he'd taken a picture of me off the refrigerator, and I found it in the bedroom with a pair of my underwear that had been pulled out of the laundry.
Wow.
Well, Amy says that he got into her home through an unlocked back door. You better believe a lot of people in this neighborhood are making sure that their doors and windows are locked tonight.
Amazing. Ain't that much sexual arousal in the world. White people, y'all can't be leaving your doors open anymore. Your windows wide open, trying to be all white and cute and free. You can't do that anymore. Remember how you walk through the neighborhood of white people and it's nighttime, it's dark, but they have the curtains open, the big bright light, it looks so beautiful, and they leave their doors open? Those days are gone now. And then you go back to the hood, bars, everything locked down. White people, that's gone now. You have defunded the police, white folks, trying to appease Black Lives Matter. Go along with the mess from Black Lives Matter. You have defunded the police. Ain't no police out there. You voted to take the no embezzlement out away. You voted for the Democrats. Can you believe that? What do you think about that, Anchor Baby?
What kind of life is this?
They go in your house now. They don't like knock on the door. They go in.
The police are going to end up telling you, just let them, so that you don't get hurt.
You can't hurt the crazy person. You go to jail. In your own home. Welcome to South Africa. Welcome to South Africa. And one last thing, white people, good news, in spite of all the bad news. Good news. Help is here. Not only with Donald Trump brought help to the white folks, America at large, but especially white people, because white people had no help prior to that. More help is here. And you can celebrate White History Month July now because you have more help thanks to the Great White. Oh no, not well. Yeah, the Great White Hope, but this is another case that happened at the U.S. Supreme Court. You can now sue if you're discriminated against because of your color, because you're straight or your color. The U.S. Supreme Court said reverse discrimination is illegal. NBC News has reported. The Supreme Court on Thursday reviewed a woman's claim that she was discriminated against at work because she was straight. The ruling could make it easier in some parts of the country for people belonging to majority groups to bring search reverse discrimination claims. Watch this from CBS.
The Supreme Court today made it easier to claim reverse discrimination at work. The case involves Marlene Ames, who sued the state of Ohio for discrimination after she was passed over for a promotion and then demoted.
They put a 25-year-old man with less than 3 years of service in our agency to do my job that I had successfully done for over 5 years.
That amounted to discrimination because you believe he got the job because he was gay and you're straight.
Correct.
Lower courts threw out her lawsuit, but the Supreme Court today said she should have her day in court. Jan Crawford is at the Supreme Court. Jan, what did the court actually say?
Well, John, you know, those lower courts had said Marlene Ames and other people in majority groups, white people, straight people, they had to jump through an extra hoop, show more evidence than people in minority groups. And in a unanimous 9-0 ruling by Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, the court said federal law doesn't require that, that discrimination essentially is discrimination, whether you're black or white, gay or straight.
Amazing. Help is on the way. Ren 1010, Donald Trump. Superman, Donald Trump. Everything is changing for the white people. You finally got help. The Lord heard your cry, and he's now delivering you from Egypt. Delivering you from Egypt. So don't cross over and don't create another gold calf, all right? Stay with the Father, and the Father will lead you. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Abdullah out of Texas. Abdullah, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Abdullah.
Hey, I just forgave my folks about 30 minutes ago.
Oh, you did? Speak up a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Can you hear me okay?
Go ahead, yes. And
All
so
right.
how did it go?
It went well. I first, because I think I told you they're overseas, and they're both sick. And so I called my mom first on FaceTime. And then I told her that that I was wrong for judging her, and that she didn't know any better. But I also forgive her. Told her that I forgave her for turning me away from my father and turning me more into her nature, which is more emotional and angry, which is not of how a man should act.
Right.
It should be. That's more like a woman. And yeah.
And
so
what did she say?
Of course, she's always been like, woe is me, I'm sad, I'm brokenhearted. And so she put on the sad face, as usual, and she said she didn't realize she was doing that, which is true.
Right.
But then she said that she doesn't want to think about the past. It's all in the past. I can't. And yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, you don't need to think about it. I just wanted to let you know.
I know. And how about your father?
Yeah, then I called him immediately afterwards on FaceTime, and I told him, and that conversation, and then I said to him that I was also wrong for judging him, and but I also forgive him for not protecting me from my mother and turning me more into her, and which made me become more like her and not like him. And I said, a boy cannot be raised or cannot be turned into a man by his mother. He has to be turned into a man by his father. And I didn't know how to be a man without you, but I forgive you for not, protecting me from her and making me, which turned me more into her.
And how did he respond?
Very well. And he was in good spirits. And for the first time, it felt like two men talking to each other,
right on,
which I had never experienced before with my father. It was always a broken boy or emotional. I got emotional towards the end. Like I didn't cry, but I got choked up,
right?
Because I said, I hope that we can have a relationship from this. But I'm not, I do hope that. But even if it doesn't happen, it's okay.
Right. Absolutely. And how did he respond to that?
Very well, very well. He was positive throughout the whole conversation.
What did he say?
And he said, okay, I understand, and I only want what's better for you and what's good for you, and hope that you can create a good life for you. And and then he, I've been struggling with work and money for a while, and he said, well, why don't you come, because like I said, they're overseas. Why don't you come over here and we can help you? And I said, no, just let me do my own. I left home when I was like 18, so I've always been on my own. But however, I've always struggled and trying to figure things out. But now I have, more of a clear perception. But anyway, yeah.
Right on, man. Right
yeah.
on. You stay with it. Stay with it. You haven't seen anything yet.
Thanks.
And when you say you struggle, can you explain what that means? How did you struggle?
Yeah. I think because of my emotions, not my emotions, they're not mine, but because I was emotional like a woman and angry, and I couldn't keep a job. Was always some kind of issue, or
I see.
And spending also I drank a lot. I used to drink a lot to deal with my emotions.
Yeah.
Or not my emotions, but these devilish thoughts, and that's really what created problems for me all my life. Even though I left home when I was 18, I thought, all right, I'm on my own. I'm going to do it on my own. But I still carried my mom and all that baggage with me. So
right on. How are you feeling now?
Good. I was like, let me get on the phone immediately with you. I called right after I hung up, and I was on hold for a minute. But I feel lighter. I feel more confident.
Yeah.
I know it's probably going to take some time to sink in, but I do feel the anger lifting.
Yep. Well, you stay with it now. You do the silent prayer morning and night, practice being present. And when you see those thoughts and emotions, do not call them you. It's an it. Right. You can say, oh, I see it. I know it's not me. Quietly to yourself. Eventually you won't have to say that. But don't stop identifying with all identities. No more identities. You want to overcome all identities. That's what it means to be dying from the ego. You're overcoming all false identities. All identities are false. So see those things, but do not call them you. Go to work, buy your food, drive your car, but do nothing about it. And the spirit of truth will destroy the old nature.
Yes. Thank you, Jesse. And by the way, I before I called them, I did the silent prayer for like 5 minutes. I was listening to one of your videos on YouTube.
Hold on, buddy. 5 minutes. Hold on. Quick break. Hold on. Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing. Okay. Welcome back. 888-77-JESSE. Get your Cameo in. Father's Day is coming up. The discount for Cameos in today at 10 p.m. Pacific time. Shout outs for dad or father. Go to cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson for your personal shout out, whether encouragement, happy birthday, happy wedding, congratulations, happy Father's Day, whatever. The special ends today at 10 p.m. Pacific time. And for a free copy of our newsletter, we put out a newsletter every 3 months or so, and we send it to you at no cost. We just did one. It's amazing. If you want a free copy of that, you can go to JesseLeePeterson.com or rebuildingtheman.com and request it, or call 800-411-BOND. All right? And get your coffee. Punchie's coffee. My own coffee there. It's good. And every dime goes back to the nonprofit to help us help others, as you are helping us to help others. All right? I do appreciate it. Let me go quickly back to Abdullah. He called his parents this morning and forgave them. And Abdullah, you were saying that you did the silent prayer just before you called them? Abdullah?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me okay?
You did the silent prayer just before you called them?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, amazing. You stay with it, and stay with it, man.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Jesse.
Abdullah, what would you do if you had zero problems? What would you do with yourself?
So I answered this question on Wednesday. Do you want me to give you the same answer?
Oh, you did answer? I forgot. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you say?
I said I would keep it that way. I would do whatever I need to do to keep it that way.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Thank you, man.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's all from your help and your wisdom. And people like you, people like me, needed people like you to be like sort of a figure of wisdom that was missing, you know? So thank you so much.
And now that you've found it inside of you, it's just going to grow if you stay with it, all right?
Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Take care.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Ryan out of Oklahoma. Ryan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Morning, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well, Ryan.
All right. So in my situation, I grew up with my mother. My parents divorced at an early age. My mother's a doctor, so that kind of tells you a little something on why.
I know, what a mess.
But I can't put all the blame on her because she was married to my father being an alcoholic, and from being an alcoholic, or a drunk rather, he Scientology of all things helped him get rid of his alcoholic tendencies, and they brainwashed him, and he's now a Scientologist. And I don't know if you're too familiar with that, but it's a cult. Like, they're hard to deal with. You can't really talk to them personally because...
Meaning that you can't talk to your father or your parents?
Him.
Oh, okay.
Because when you're talking to a Scientologist, you're not talking to a person, you're talking to a Scientologist. And like, they take all their information and all their feelings back to Scientology, and they get audited and questioned. And
Ryan, do you have something about your father or Scientology?
it's about him.
Okay, what's going on?
Wondering how do I return to him, being that he's a Scientologist. Like,
have you forgiven your mother?
I've tried. She doesn't really accept it at this point. But
And when you say you tried, what did you do?
oh, she blew up.
I
She
said, what
played
did
the blame
you do?
game.
You went to her, or what happened? I mean,
Well, I'm in a different state. Sorry.
you went to your mother and to forgive her?
Yeah, I called her.
Come back to your phone.
I called her and tried to forgive her over the phone.
What did you say to her?
That I forgive her for, it's been a while now. I forgive her for leaving my father and kind of raising me in her image, and how the divorce is kind of, or her choice to divorce my father was kind of what caused all of this.
And what she say?
And she blew up. She blew up, and she would not accept it, and yelling and all that, and she wouldn't accept it.
And did you need her to accept it?
I mean, yes and no.
What do you mean, yes and no?
Well, because I can internally, I feel like I have forgiven her, but I haven't voiced that. So if she doesn't accept it, it's, how can it be fully accomplished?
Because you absolutely do not need her to accept it at all. She could yell, she could scream, she could deny, she could blame your father, she could blame you. That's on her. It has nothing to do with you. When you admit that you were wrong for judging her and forgive her because she couldn't help herself, God will forgive you. You don't need human beings to forgive you. You're apologizing for judging, playing God, right? And God will forgive you. You don't need her to admit anything.
Well, then what's the point on telling her?
I'm sorry?
What's the point on telling her then?
Because you are admitting that you're wrong for resenting her. Resentment, anger is judgment. And so when you were a kid, you can help but be angry at her. But as an adult, you realize that I can't help myself, so I understand my parents can help themselves. I am wrong for being angry at them. And you go and hey, I'm sorry for being angry at you. I realize now you can help yourself. And God will forgive you. That's what forgiveness is, when you admit that you're wrong for judging.
Yeah.
And God will forgive. Human beings don't forgive. It's not in them. They can't. It's not in them at all. Zero. That's why we apologize for being wrong, and God forgive.
Okay.
And He will make you free.
Well, how would I accomplish the second part, returning to the Father?
Same thing. Your father, it sounds like he's into the Scientology religion. That doesn't matter. That's on him. Whether he admitted or anything, just realize your father could not help himself. That's why he was drinking, according to you. He was drinking because he had the same conflict that you have. His mother screwed him up. His father didn't protect him. So you apologize to your father for resenting him, and God will forgive you, whether he listened, accepted or not, and you move on with your life. And don't worry about him being a Scientologist. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, I can forgive him, but I don't think there's going to be a way for me to return to him.
Forgiving him is returning. What it means is that by returning, it means that all men are sons of God. They may be beta males. They have left home. They left the father, right, and they went out into the wilderness. But the son is lost in the wildness of his imagination, wilderness of imagination. And so it has nothing to do with your father religion or anything. You forgive him, you are returning to the Father when you forgive him. It doesn't mean you got to hang out with him. You don't need him for anything. You just need not to love the Son of God. Because if you don't love the Son of God, which is your Father, you will never know God, which is his Father.
Yeah.
You understand that?
I mean, yeah, I understand it.
And it doesn't mean you got to hang out with him. Return just means don't hate him. Don't be angry at him.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel I've ever held any resentment or anger for him.
Right. So when you call him and you forgave him, and he acting whatever he's doing, just realize, don't hold that against. That's on him. It has nothing to do with you, and you move on with your life.
Yeah. Okay, that's understood.
And if he doesn't want to hang out, fine. If he does, fine. You will be in control of your own life at that point.
Yeah.
What did he say when you called him?
I haven't got to that step yet.
Oh, you haven't done it yet? How do you know what's going to happen then?
I don't know what's going to happen. I just.
So why are you going on and on about him being a Scientologist and stuff, and you haven't even attempted to forgive him yet?
I'm just using past experiences on how he's tried to recruit me into that cult and all that.
Forget about the past and live now. The past doesn't exist. It's only a memory, which is an illusion.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
All right. How old are you, Ryan?
I'm a 38-year-old bachelor.
Nice. Well, forgive your father. Call him up if you're ready to be free. Just if you can't FaceTime with him. And just say, Dad, I'm sorry for resenting you, man. I was wrong. And don't overreact to his reaction at all. And whatever happened, happened. But don't hold it against him. Don't overreact. And you move on with your life.
Okay. Okay, that's good enough.
Let me know how it goes.
Will do.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome. Bye. 888-775-3773. Maurice out of Virginia. Maurice, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
No, not that I've seen so far. Awesome. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Maurice. Let me know when Maurice is ready. Jeff out of Louisiana. Jeff, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How you doing today?
All is well, Jeff.
I got one question for you based on your last call, but first thing is what I called in about is you talking about the Trump and Elon feud thing going on.
You said my thoughts on that?
No, I know. You said something about that. I was going to tell you what's going on, what I think is going on.
Oh, okay. What do you think is going on?
Is when Elon started working for Trump or started working in the Republican Party, that's when all the liberals started firebombing his cars and storing his cars and all this crap started. So right now they're trying to, and I got a little bit of proof on this. Right now they're trying to get Elon back in line with the liberals so his stock prices will go up. Yesterday, when that first post come out, stock prices dropped from $354 a share for Tesla down 275. And when it did, I bought more stock in it, and it was going back up. This morning, when the stock market opened, I had made $630-something, all the stock I bought yesterday. Because it's going back up now that Elon's back in line with the liberals.
That's why, I don't know exactly why this is happening, but I believe, and I don't know, I'm waiting to see, but it doesn't seem like they're really mad at each other. It doesn't seem to be a real fight. It's almost like a game to do what you just said, is to get the liberal to like Elon again and help him in that way with his business. I just don't, it doesn't seem like he and Trump are really fighting.
It's just, well, the stuff about Trump, no, bad-mouthing Trump is just stupid. I mean, he didn't say Trump was in the Epstein list. He said the title of the real Donald Trump was in the Epstein list. So see, he's not throwing Trump in there saying, "Well, here, Donald Trump was done this." It's saying the real Donald Trump was mentioned in the Epstein list. So it's just like I said, it's just a way for him to get back in good with the liberals.
Yeah.
So it's making money again.
Right.
Because next week on June 12th, mark my words and watch it. Next week, June 12th, Elon is releasing self-driving taxis in Texas on June 12th. Watch stock prices. They're going to go through the roof on June 12th.
I know what you mean, Jeff. I just don't know. Again, I don't know, but it's not what the people think is happening. That's for sure. I don't know what, but it is not what the people think. You're absolutely right. And congratulations on your stocks going up like that.
Man, but okay, I want to ask you one question real quick.
Okay.
I kind of disagree with you on forgiving your parents, forgiving your mom, forgiving your dad, and all that stuff. I kind of disagree with you on that, but...
You disagree on forgiving your parents?
Yes.
And why?
Because my thought process is, you're put in this world, you make your decisions. If you're grown, I don't say man, say grown adult, you can make your decisions and live your life based on how you feel. Nobody's responsible for you. Once you reach age 18, nobody's responsible for you, or what you do, or what you think, or how you turn out. It's up to you to make your own decisions on what you do and how you want to be.
But when you're a kid, is when your parents screw you up. Your parents set you up when you're a kid. And so when you become an adult, it's difficult to be yourself because you've already become someone else and you're not able to be yourself because of that anger. And it's only going to change when you forgive, because only God can bring you back to yourself. No human being can. And God is not going to set you free until you forgive.
Okay, but didn't you just say on your last call that human beings cannot forgive?
Right. Human beings apologize for being evil, for judging. But only God can forgive when we admit we are wrong for being evil. God will forgive. Human being cannot forgive. So when you apologize for being wrong, that is forgiveness.
But you don't say apologize. Your parents say forgive your parents for raising you wrong.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. That don't jive together, because
what doesn't jive together? Apologizing? Are you saying that? I don't know. What?
To forgive your parents.
You're never going to be free until that happens. Every human being, before you can enter into perfect peace, the kingdom of heaven within, you must go and forgive. Because anyone that has anger would never enter into the kingdom within. You're separated from God. You can preach about God. You can read the Bible about God. You can be all nice. But you don't know God. You're separated. All you're doing is preaching about it, but you don't know him.
I just kind of disagree there because, okay, you lay out my example of me, for example. I'm 43 years old.
Right.
I live by myself, never married, had no kids. I had nothing strong along.
You have nothing? What?
I had no attachments, say.
Oh, okay. And
I'm
then
not worried about nothing. I have my own house. I pay for myself. I bought my house. I got my land. I got everything I need here paid for by myself. I don't pay nobody for nothing. So I don't care what the world does.
But yeah, you have everything. You have all that, but you don't have perfect peace.
I don't have peace. All I worry about is me and what's in my house.
I know, but you don't have perfect peace. You have material things, but you're losing your soul. Your soul is lost.
It's not material things. It's not material things to talk about. It's talk about I have my, okay, for example, I mean, someone says material, but I have my house.
I know, I heard all that, but have you noticed you don't have perfect peace?
No, I realize that. Let's say, don't cut me off real quick. Let's real quick, short. I have my house. I have my bills paid. I have my pets in my house. I have 2 or 3 pets outside. I feed them. I take care of them. I feed myself.
I know, because all you're doing is bragging about the material things that you have, but yet you have no peace.
What material things are you talking about? A house. Everybody has a house.
But isn't a house a material thing?
Not necessarily. A house is something hard to live in.
If a house is not a material thing, what is it?
It's basically what you need to live in. It's not bragging about something. It's not bragging about something that I had that I went and bought.
But a house is a material thing, man.
Do you have a house? Does Hake have a house? Does Anchor have a house? Does Joe have a house?
What does that have to do with you? You have no peace. Because of time, what does it feel like to have all those things and do not have perfect peace? Which you prefer, those material things or perfect peace?
I have perfect peace. Nothing bothers me.
Yes, it does. You cry at night.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
See, that's you. That's where you went to all thoughts are lies.
Do you believe that?
Well, you're making an example right now. All thoughts are lies because you think I don't have perfect peace.
Do you believe that all thoughts are all lies all the time?
No, I don't. But if you want me to believe it.
That's because you're lost, man. You have all those things, but you're still lost. You're lonely. You're still asleep.
Well, all the things that I was talking about. I was talking about a freaking house to live in.
I understand. I got to run. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Jeff, call me again. I got to take a break. Hate news, not the fake news. 1 more hour to go. Back in a moment. Check out Punchie's coffee. I have my own coffee now. Punchie coffee is good. Every bag is roasted to order. Freshest flavor. Top quality. Specialty grade beans. Good. Every dime goes back to Bar, my nonprofit. And we are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. So when you're drinking coffee and enjoying it, just know you're helping somebody. Amazing coffee. Punchie has his own coffee now. What the? And it's so good. All the way from the plantation to my own coffee. Who would have thought? Did that coffee come from the plantation? Did I pick my own coffee? Check it out. Go to rebuildingtheman.com. rebuildingtheman.com/stores and get Punchie's coffee.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. Marco Rubio, though, is dealing with it. One aspect of the mess. Little Marco Rubio, I shouldn't call him little. He's the Secretary of State. Show some respect, and he's on Trump's team now. He's sanctioning those ICC, International Criminal Court, judges, so-called judges, crying war crimes on the United States and on Israel. Nice. But there's some judges in America whom we need to sanction, if that's possible. Because one so-called judge sided with Harvard against Trump and against America. Typical. And there's measles hype. Watch out for those measles, or that measles stuff. The resilience. There is a Japanese spaceship that I was going to tell you about. I was all excited about it because it was going to land on the moon. Well, apparently, according to Commie Nonsense Network, people think that it crashed because they lost contact or something. I don't know. And by the way, it is D-Day. Shout out to my caller yesterday who reminded me that, wait, is it June 6th is D-Day today? I don't know. When is D-Day? D-Day. D-Day is June 6th. Yeah, 1944. It's been 81 years since D-Day, when the so-called Allies, is that a communist buzzword? It certainly is nowadays, invaded Normandy, those young men from many countries, especially America, I believe. What a mess. And invaded the beaches of Normandy, Germany, right? Is it Germany or is it Germany or France? Was it German-occupied France? I don't know. Anyway, Jacinda Ardern is running her mouth talking about having been a woman leader over in New Zealand, right? She's not a Kiwi. Yeah, she's a Kiwi. Terrible. This is the end of hour 2 already of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Friday, Black Friday. Everybody loves the blacks. June 6th, if they love anybody. That means most people don't love anybody or blacks. 2025 AD, there's one line open. You can call in right now, even during Hake News, not fake news. And JLP will be back for the third hour of the show today, the final hour of today's JLP show. And then after that, the Hake Report, and then the Fallen State with Frank Stallone. That's going to be fun. So that'll be a pre-taped premiere/stream, okay? Right after the Hake Report, No Joel Friday TV today, okay? And then American Anchor, baby. Nice. Exciting. Church with Jesse Lee Peterson on Sunday, and shout out to the men. Yesterday we had a men's forum, and it was great. Thanks, fellas, for coming on out to the men's forum. Secretary of State Marco Rubio unveiled new sanctions on Thursday that targeted 4 judges at the International Criminal Court, ICC. It's a UN type of a thing, right? Something degenerate like that. For attempting to investigate the United States and Israel for alleged war crimes. President Trump authorized the sanctions and possible entrance bans in an executive order signed in February. That order already been used to sanction ICC Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan, Khan. Karim is his first name, or her first name, or whatever this person is. In response, the ICC said the sanctions were a clear attempt to undermine the independence of an international judicial institution, which operates under the mandate from 125 state parties from all corners of the globe. See, there are corners on a globe. Anyway, last November, the ICC issued arrest warrants for top Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and 4 top Hamas leaders, because they're pretending like they're fair, including Yahya Sinwar, who was later killed. A federal so-called judge in America has halted Trump's latest attempt, supposedly, to prevent international so-called students from attending Harvard University. Trump signed a proclamation Wednesday to suspend international visas for new students at the school, Harvard, and directed the Secretary of State to consider revoking visas for current Harvard students who meet the proclamation's criteria. Temporary restraining order late Thursday, Judge Allison Burroughs. Is that a woman? I don't know. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP. Hour 3.
have to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. It's Friday again. You can get involved because it is Open Line Friday / Black Friday. So you can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question for this week was what would happen if you neither agreed nor disagreed with others? What would happen if you neither agreed nor disagree with others? You can listen to the show. You can podcast our show, but let's say you can't sit and watch it because we're heard around the world. And so there are different time zones. In some parts of the world, it's already Saturday. What now? But you can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. Amazing, huh? And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Friday. It's Open Line Friday. It is because we love the blacks. It's Black Friday. Before, it was like this then, when I was growing up. And it's like this now. I love the blacks.
You do make disparaging remarks towards black people.
Be black.
I want to make sure we agree on that first.
No, we disagree.
Hold on.
I want to ask.
Well, and the things that you do, I just like I say, I want to hate you, but something won't let me.
Hey,
what?
What's wrong with the blacks? First you love me, then you hate me. I have a question. Just a quick question. Why do you always support the accuser and the condemner? I notice that all people give support, go along with the one that can accuse them and condemn them. I'm trying to understand why. I want to know today, if you don't mind telling me, why do you go along with the accuser/condemner? Because you're being accused and then you're being condemned and you go along with it. And then you cry. Why? Tell me why you do that. Know thyself. Why do you go along with the accuser/condemner? And then you cry. It's Black Friday. There's a video out there that from NDTV. A video has gone viral showing a New York babysitter repeatedly beating 3 children with a belt. Letitia Jackson That is such a black name, Letitia. What parent would name their kid Letitia? What the? A city-funded babysitter. What kind of person in their right mind will hire a babysitter that's been funded, paid for by the government? What do you expect to get? But anyway, a city-funded babysitter also scaring them, the children, scaring them with a spooky Santa Claus cartoon. Watch this from X.
Had to sit up there and had to do this shit early in the day, good morning. So guess what's about to happen? You're right, I warned you. Drop him. Drop him. Drop your pants. No. I didn't help you yet, so why are you crying? Come on. You ain't gotta take your shoes off. You ain't gotta take your shoes off, honey. You know, they gonna look with a hat. And have more sense to you, but you can sit straight. Let's go. Lean across.
Amazing. I don't blame the teacher. I blame the parents, because if the mother of that child loved the child, she would be home raising the child. And if the father of that child loved the mother and the father, he would make her stay home and raise his children. But no, they'd rather get a government-funded babysitter. Think about that. Think about that. You call up the government, hey, you got a babysitter over there? And you don't care because you want to go to work and get some recognition. The kids are selfish. They don't think about, oh, the mama you do at home. What you have to do to be a parent. You get a reward at work, though. Letitia, what is it? Lakeisha.
Yeah, Lakeisha. LA'Keysha. The way that you said it, you made it sound like a normal name. I'm like, what's wrong with Letitia?
Lakeisha.
Yeah. Shout out.
The family said that the family member, Lakeisha Jackson, was considered a member of the family for the year she worked with them through a tax-paid funding program. So you got a babysitter from a program. You hate your children so much, you go to the county and get a babysitter from the program. And you blame the teacher for whooping your kids. What do you expect? Here's more information on the babysitter and mother of the children. Watch this from Pix 11 News.
So guess what's about to happen? You're right, I warned you. Drop him.
It's very disturbing to me to go through this.
Sarah Enamorado made a horrific discovery on her grandson's nanny cam she bought for her daughter, a single working mom, saying she found the woman who had been caring for the 2-, 4-, and 6-year-old brothers for the past year had actually been verbally and physically abusing them.
If it wasn't for me just trying to be able to provide for them, I would be home with them.
Geraldine Yaramillo is a domestic violence survivor and was given what she thought was a lifeline from the Administration for Children's Services. ACS reimburses single parents for child care, and in this case, contracted Lakeisha Jackson from a third party.
I wasn't prepared for just anything that I saw.
In this one video from last month, the 2 oldest boys were beaten about the body 58 times with a belt for 5 agonizing minutes. The action so disturbing, we're not airing most of it.
Amazing. This is what black mothers do to the black man's children. And not all, but most black mothers. Maybe you can find one that doesn't do it. But this is exactly what they do to those black kids, and that's why the black kids are angry. and don't make the black kids mad. How'd the book go?
Don't make the black kids angry.
Don't make the black kids angry. This black woman that appears to be doing that to the children, it's normal in black families. This is what black mothers do to the children, the boys and the girls. And those little kids must be, they already knew about the belt because she said, you know what I'm about to do? You about to get out of here. Yeah, what? The belt. So it ain't the first time if it's true. And this mother up there crying, she's been a spouse abuse mother. When she's crying, she's lying. The family plans to sue the city, state, and ACS, which is Administration for Children's Service. Watch this from Pix 11 News.
They knew what was coming. So that was not just that one incident.
In another instance, the 24-year-old nanny is seen taking a plastic hanger to one of the boys. After reviewing a month's worth of videos, their grandfather called police. An investigation, he says, languished for weeks until calling Pix 11 for help. And on Monday, a warrant was finally issued for Jackson's arrest. The family hired an attorney and plans to sue the city, state, and ACS.
The first person who was assigned, she caught in the park, drinking and smoking marijuana.
Both ACS and Jackson's former employer, Self-Help Services, said she's been fired and that she'd previously passed a background check, drug testing, and training. ACS told Pix 11, quote, "We're taking these despicable actions very seriously and we have commenced a review of the contracted provider's procedures."
Let there be a lesson. First, you don't hire government employees to take care of your children. Secondly, if you love your children, you'll be home with them. So it's not all her fault. If the parents were home, the mother was home watching over the man's children, this would not be happening unless the mother would beat them. A black mother beat the children. Not only with a hanger, with a stick, a limb from a tree, a belt, or whatever's right in front of them. The last thing, the family is seeking therapy options. And the mother says she was betrayed by the babysitter. And she was considered a family member. Watch this.
They're not the same.
The family's now working on therapy options for the boys, now struggling at home and in school. Yaramio says she was betrayed by a woman who had everyone fooled.
Be careful with your kids, even if you trust a person, whether it's a family, a friend.
I reached out to Miss Jackson for a comment, but her phone has now been disconnected. The NYPD tells me they went to her Brooklyn home after a warrant was issued for her arrest on Monday morning, but she wasn't there.
She's like, Lord, let me get out of here. What a mess. Women, you got to love your children. Really. Mothers, you got to love your children. And stop trying to go to work to get an ego gratification. You got to stop. If you want to be free, it's up to you. 888-775-3773. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. Nothing is going to work but that. And stop provoking your husband to anger, violence. Overcome, ladies, by dropping your anger. Forgive your mothers. Return to your fathers, ladies. You got to do exactly what the men do if you want to be free. You must drop the anger and stop trying to be like a man. A girl can't do what a guy do and still be a lady. It's up to you, ladies. You got to work on you. Your husband, your man, nobody can work on you psychologically and emotionally, but the spirit of truth. That's what men have to do. You have to do it. The man is not responsible for that. it's on you. And stay home and raise that man children. And then you won't have to be able to social service. What a mess. 888-77 Jesse. Let me go to Corey out of Florida. Corey, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
You hear me okay?
I can hear you now.
As always, I want to just call and tell you guys what an amazing job you're doing, what an amazing staff you have. Mr. Hake, Joel, the anchor baby, everybody, your new producer. You guys are the best, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. You guys don't get enough praise. You should be, you're the only conservative talk show that really covers the spiritual aspect. You have all these great conservative people, the Ben Shapiro's, Mark Levin's, and many others, but they're all about politics all the time, and they don't really cover what's so important, what you cover on your show here, and that is, the spiritual aspect and all the things you're trying to do to get humanity back on track.
Right on. Yeah, we deal with the cause and effect.
Exactly. Jesse, I wanted to tell you a quick story real quick. I'll try to make it fast, but
okay.
You were talking before about how when the African American community and the black communities get together, there's always fighting and all this anger and stuff. I have a story that I think about from time to time. It blows my mind, back from the early 80s when I worked in Central Park in Manhattan. A Tavern on the Green is an upscale kind of tourist restaurant that's right at the edge of Central Park in Manhattan. And Tavern on the Green at the time was a very upscale place, and people would come there and they would eat. There was an outdoor patio in the back of the restaurant, and then there was a food concession truck in the front, and there was a parking lot that I ran with my other guys. My boss at the time, I worked in a whole bunch of parking garages in Manhattan. I was a young guy in my early 20s. And Diana Ross had a free concert in Central Park that summer up in Harlem. And my boss came that morning and he said, when that concert lets out, he said, I want you guys to take 2 cars, block the entrance of the parking lot so no one can drive any cars out. He said, take the cash register. We had a little booth where people paid for the parking. And he said, take the cash register out of the booth, put it in the trunk of one of the cars, and stand on duty and be alert. And sure enough, that Diana Ross concert let out. And Jesse, it was like a wave. Like, I don't know how much time it was after the concert let out, maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But droves of black youth came down Central Park, and they were snatching purses. They went into the Tavern on the Green truck that was in the front there. They beat up the people that were working in the food truck, stole their money. They went around the back of the restaurant where people were eating and dining, and they beat up some of the patrons. It was unbelievable, just like a wave. I have memories, of one young guy coming in the back of the parking lot. He had apparently snatched some woman's purse, and he was dumping the belongings of the purse out, rummaging through it, like right next to one of the cars. And then they were just all gone. It happened in like 3 to 5 minutes, But it was just so sad. And this has been going on forever. This is the early 80s, Jesse. This is 45 years ago, It's just unbelievable.
I've been warning America about this for 35 years. I'm like, if y'all don't stop being afraid of the blacks and stop feeling guilty about something you're not guilty of, white people, you're not responsible for slavery or any of that stuff. If you don't stop, it's only going to get worse. But the whites wouldn't do anything, and it's only gotten worse. And it's going to get worse, Corey. You haven't seen anything yet. If you want an idea of what it's going to become, take a look at South Africa.
Right.
It's already happening here, and it will be South Africa in America. Unless Donald Trump stay in there as president, there's a chance it may not get as bad. But if Trump is out of there, it's over.
But people like Thomas Sowell.
What do you think is wrong with the blacks, man? What's wrong with the blacks?
Well, they've been coddled, that's for sure. I mean, I don't understand why as the Democrat Party just feeds all their anger and feeds all their needs, thinking that they've just been mistreated and all this reparation stuff, all this craziness. I mean, I don't understand how more people don't wake up to it, The reparations thing is crazy. It has nothing to do with me or you. I mean, even if you were the descendant of slaves, who's going to pay who what? The whole thing is nuts. I don't know, man.
And
I don't know
why
what the answers
white
are.
people are afraid to speak up?
That I don't know. If anyone confronts me, I'm not afraid to speak up. I mean, even if I tell people that I know, I'll say it right on the air. Even if my great-great-great-grandfather was the only white man who brought every slave over here, that has nothing to do with me. I don't owe anybody anything, you know?
Absolutely. That's an
So-
amazing story, man, but I'm not surprised. And we're seeing more and more and more of that happen more often now, often now. And it's because it is evil, and no one is loving the blacks enough to tell them they need to forgive their mothers and grandmothers and return to the Father. It can't help but get worse because that's what evil does. I appreciate it, Corey. Amazing.
All right, Jesse. God bless all you guys. Take care.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Oh, man. Super chat.
Super chats.
Super.
Celestial Lord on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. I realize that falling into battle with the evil possessing me distracts me from staying conscious. Falling into that battle is being unconscious. Imagination takes over while arguing, and I believe them.
Amazing. Stay with it. Work on it. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Celestial Lord. Pastor Shadowlay, 5 subscriptions on the Jesse Lee Peterson Rumble channel. Nice. Aaron
Thank
G.
you.
Aaron G. Elon looks weird right now. Wasn't he dancing and celebrating with Trump just a few months ago? Also, Cracker Barrels are still open, by the way. Nice.
I go to Cracker Bear. Thank you.
We got to do a field trip to Victorville or somewhere. Medi C says on YouTube, when will you start selling Bond bumper stickers? I would like to have one for my car. Thanks.
You hear that, Omi?
Great
Omi is
suggestion.
on it. Nice suggestion.
Eric, 3 coffees. What we resist persists. Pain is from refusing to accept what is. JLP.
Amazing. Hey, why do you participate with the accuser who also condemns you?
Pride. Identifying with it. What a mess. I got to keep it moving. Lin Yen Shin.
Who's stopping you?
Lin Yen Shin says, no free will equals no working on yourself, Jesse Lee.
What?
No free will means no working on yourself.
What does that mean?
You say work on yourself.
Right.
You also say no free will. But if you don't have free will, you can't work on yourself, I think he's saying.
Oh, I see. No, that's not what working on yourself means. Working on yourself meaning to see what's going on in you and then seeing it and doing nothing about it is working on yourself. That's what I mean by it.
Nice. Gregatron. Thank you, Lin Yen Chin.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesse, I got you on my Bluetooth, says Gregatron.
Right on.
That's cool.
Thank you, Greg. Gregatron.
You can listen on your Bluetooth, but I don't recommend calling in on Bluetooth because it may not be clear audio for us.
Cole Hart Barrett?
Kohlberger Art?
Kohlberger Art was at the meeting last night.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shout out to Kohlberger Art. That name is like a tough cowboy name.
It is indeed.
But thank you.
Another Rumble rant from Celestial Lord. Social liberal and physically conservative is a person who is double-minded. Stay awake. Falling into the imagination in your head while doing anything is giving control to evil.
A double-minded person is unstable in all of his or her ways. Be single-minded, not double-minded. What the? So many things you got to overcome. Amazing. Thank you.
That's fiscally conservative, not physically conservative, FYI.
They wrote physically?
Right. Maybe you said physically? Physical conservative? But it's fiscal.
I
Fiscal
didn't
means
say
money.
that.
Okay, all right.
Maybe I said it when I read my friend sent me to know. He said Elon Musk was socially liberal and fiscally conservative.
Yeah, money-wise.
Did I say it right?
You did.
E-Black.
Another from Southern Skies on Rumble. Because blacks communicate with violence along with nothing else. That is why they fight everywhere they go.
It's so, I mean, when I say unfortunate, it's unfortunate for the individual that they live in this misery, this thrill of anger. And then the parents has passed it down to them generation after generation after generation. It just is having a negative impact on the blacks and an even worse impact on America at large. What a mess. Thank you.
Terrible. Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, Austin, 26-year-old from Indiana, hard-working, white, and we love the Donald. Can we hear a quick word from the Donald? Also, I bought a cameo for Father's Day. God bless you and the crew. Cowboy smiley emoji.
Oh, nice. This is the a special is on for Father's Day cameos, and they are amazing. I do them myself. So in tonight at 10 p.m. Pacific time, that's special. CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Let me see what the Great White Hope has to say.
And then I tweeted, I have many millions between Facebook and Twitter. It's great. It's like owning a newspaper without the losses. It's incredible.
Incredible. That's what you are, incredible, yeah. What manner of man is this?
Nice.
The wind and sea and the people of the world obeys him. Amazing. Thank you.
Ralph 5 Coffees. Hey, Jesse and crew, thank y'all. The silent prayer is amazing.
Amazing. Thank you. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
3 coffees from Sion. Happy Father's Day, Jesse. I don't like when someone say nothing good comes from Africa. Nothing good comes from this country. Nothing good comes from any country right now. Africa is a continent, not a country. How would you know? That's a question for the guy that sent that super chat about Africa not being good.
That's right, Sion. You from Africa? I rest my case.
Is Sion good?
Thank you, Sion, for the birthday wish.
Nice.
She's working on it.
Right on.
She's overcoming evil, and the spirit of truth is in her, and she's becoming good.
That's right.
Thank you, Sion.
And over on Cash App, Anthony. Black beach fatigue, bring back the Beach Boys.
You can't even go to the beach and the blacks are there, they ain't gonna fight. What a mess.
Terrible.
What a mess.
Anthony.
When I look at the word, it fills me with sorrow. Amazing. Thank you.
Anthony, love you. Jesse, been watching Get a Job compilations. Whatever happened to T and Earl?
Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Celestial Lord, listening to Jesse, this is on Rumble, staying present and seeing the evil possessing and others made me tremble on the realization, really, America's not coming back. People keep picking sides and finding reasons.
Yeah. Well, it's a sad way to live. My country is gone. My country will not be back. Let me stop there.
We'll read more later, guys.
Get some calls in. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Let me go to Greg out of New York. Greg, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Greg, speak up.
Happy D-Day.
Oh, thank you. And
So,
D-Day, for those who don't know, I just learned about it this morning. D-Day is when America went over there to help destroy Hitler. Otherwise, we will all be speaking German if Hitler had not been dealt with. Am I right?
Interesting. Sounds right.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So, I was just going to call to say that when I started doing the silent prayer, I was able to realize that certain things I was feeling that wasn't me.
Uh-huh.
And then when I would feel them after I did the silent prayer, I would no longer, thoughts tell you all crazy things. They were telling me that it was a feeling in my body that I was feeling when I was around certain people that...
Hold
but really,
on.
I know.
Hold on, Greg. Yeah. Let me take a quick break. I'll come back to you. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live and peeled scratches. Scratch off.
We have a counseling service.
Peel.
I have to admit, thanks to God.
Back in a moment.
It is the best counseling service on this side of heaven.
I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Okay, welcome back. We're going to move calls and super chats in this last hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-77-JESSE. What? The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. right after my show. The Hake, Hake report.com. And then a brand new episode of the Father's State right after Hake today. Don't do it on Friday Do it Friday on Monday through Thursday, even though his name is Friday. But no Friday show. Just Monday through Thursday show. But instead, the brand new episode of the FatherState.tv today at 11. Really amazing conversation with Frank Stallone. And Frank is a Grammy and Golden Globe nominated actor and musician. He's the brother of Sylvester Stallone. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
So you are the brother to Sylvester Stallone,
Yes,
right?
I'm his younger brother. We didn't come from basically an artistic background. You know, some people just maybe have a natural gift that I think is a divine intervention.
And what's your impression of the world?
I've been to China, Jordan, I've played in Italy. People just don't realize how fortunate we are to live in this country. Trump is a leader.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
an alpha.
All the way.
He's got what they call in Hollywood the it factor.
Yes.
He's got it.
I've been everywhere, y'all. I've been everywhere, y'all. I've been around the world, y'all. I think you said y'all. Oh, yeah. I've been everywhere, man. I've been around the world, man. You said it says man? Oh, yeah, that's true. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You can become a member of the Father State right there on YouTube, and locals.com. You can support us there. You don't want to miss the conversation. I don't remember knowing that Sylvester Stallone had a brother who was an entertainer. Did you know that, Hake, growing up?
Maybe vaguely. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently he made one of the songs to, at least one of the songs, maybe more, to a Sylvester Stallone movie.
Nice.
One of the movies.
That's cool.
Isn't that something?
It is.
But a very interesting Stallone. You don't want to miss it. At 11 a.m. And then the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon today. And I'll see you on Sundays. This Sunday morning, get ready at Fellowship for All. It's for everyone. Doors open at 10:30. Meetings start at 11. And you can, if you're not in the LA area, you can be a part of it by going to rebuildingtheman.com/church. Rebuildingtheman.com/church. Last night we had the men's forum. And it was so amazing. Really, I'm not just saying it. But I went to bed late again. By the time I got to bed last night, I closed my eyes only for a moment, and the moment is gone. And I have to tell you, I'm so sleepy right now, I feel drunk. I'm so sleepy right now. I can literally just lay my head on this desk and go to sleep. Because I closed my eyes on for a moment, and it was like, time to get up. I'm like, what the? But a man got to do what a man got to do. And those men's forums, the ladies' forums, and the Sunday morning fellowship, I know for a fact, had I not been a part of all those meetings for the last 35 years, I would not have gathered the understanding that I know now, given to me by God. Not my understanding, but I know for a fact it played a major role in my understanding. Isn't that amazing? So even though I get sleepy, and then I have to get up really early, it's worth it. Sleep is not a big deal. Don't make sleep a big deal. You can do it. Let me go quickly back to Greg, I believe I was talking to, right? Greg out of New York. Greg, thank you for holding. Go ahead.
Long story short, my question is I start off, I woke up and my eyes were open, and I heard you once say that you'll feel like the world's on fire, but the outside world, but it can't touch you because
Right.
you're looking inward now. So when I go throughout my day now, I work with certain people, and I see them every day, and every day I feel that what I thought was myself before, but anyways, I feel that every day. Is it beneficial for someone to feel that every day, maybe even about the same people every day? And go through the pain?
Is it normal for a person to feel a certain way about other people?
No, is it beneficial to feel the pain and go through it?
Yes. If you mean beneficial in that if you feel the pain and you see you feel the pain but don't call it you and do nothing about it, absolutely. It will be taken away from you and it will be no more. As long as you don't blame them for how you feel or what you're thinking, because it's all inside of you. And though they may be acting crazy, doing whatever you disagree with, but they are not responsible for the way you think or feel.
The way I see it is they could die. They could get hit by a car or something, and I'd still be messed up inside if I were to hold on to it and blame them.
100%. Absolutely.
Okay.
There's
And
not
then
one human being on earth other than your parents who screwed you up. There's not one human being who is responsible for what you think and what you feel.
Amazing. And then one last quick thing. Someone called in the other day and recommended the Slayer song "South of Heaven."
Yes.
And I'm going to recommend. I'm going to recommend the
What's
Slayer
your name?
song.
Judge.
Oh.
Yeah.
The 14-year-old Jude.
Yeah, Jude.
I listened to it, Jude, and it was interesting, but it was kind of hard rock music or something. What?
Metal.
Metal music, man. I can understand that, Judge. Jude. But thanks for the recommendation. What were you saying, Greg?
I want to recommend the song "Seasons in the Abyss." It's also by Slayer. It's also hard rock, but it is literally, it's about the silent prayer. Like "South of Heaven's" good, but "Seasons in the Abyss" is literally about the silent prayer. And then the final thing I wanted to say was, when did you own your first business, Jesse?
Let me see.
20s or 30s?
Early 30s, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a young business owner. I'm in my 20s, and then I work with some other business owners who are older than me. What advice would you give to young business owners?
First of all, that's an amazing question because I was thinking about this morning that I got to start encouraging men and ladies, not because the ladies not going to ever get a husband in more than men a week, that they should start saving their monies, having a job. If you don't have a business, have a job. But to start buying land, and especially now when things are going down again, prices are going down, the men and women need to buy land, and they need to start, if they want a business, start their own businesses and let it grow. And now is a good time to start working on that.
All right. The Mike Lindell interview inspired me to ask that. That interview was amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, Greg. Michael Glendale interview was on the FatherState.tv. Make sure y'all check it out. Greg, you stay with
Thank
it,
you.
man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Stay with us, stay with us, stay with it. Nate from Canada. Nate, you're on the air.
Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
All is well, Nate.
Just wanted to answer your Bible question.
What will happen if you neither agree nor disagree with others?
Well, I believe in Revelations, Jesus says, I know your deeds, that you are neither cold nor hot. I wish you were either one or the other. So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I am about to spit you out of my mouth.
And so what will happen if you neither agree or disagree with others?
Well, according to the word, Jesus is going to spit you out of his mouth. You need to take a side. He doesn't like when you are indecisive.
You need to take a side, you say?
Yeah, I've heard you speak of it called double-minded. So he doesn't like when you're double-minded. You need to take a side. He doesn't
And how
like
does that relate to the question?
Well, you said whether you agree or disagree. So
What
that's
would happen
taking a
if
side.
you neither agree, if you didn't agree or disagree with anyone? What would happen?
You're going to lose favor with God, according to the word, because
okay.
Jesus is telling us to take a side, right?
Well, I can't respond.
Would you agree with that?
I can't respond until Sunday.
All right.
Thank
Also,
you.
I just wanted
Thank
to
you,
make a
Nate.
comment. Can I make a quick comment?
Yes.
All right. On the thing you were saying about the babysitter, I just want to say, like, in the Latino culture, even the white culture, they beat their kids also. So I admit black people beat their kids,
Right.
but every race basically beats their children. It's not just a black thing, especially the
Do
Latinos
black
also.
are you Hispanic?
No, I'm black.
You black?
Yes,
But
yes.
but do white people and Hispanic beat their children the way black women beat their children?
It's a generalization. Like, it depends on the kind of white, right? Like, if you're just, I don't know, regular American white, maybe not. But if you're, like, Spanish or Italian or something, all these people beat their kids, right? The Mexicans, they beat their children. So it's not just a black thing. Maybe it's a modern thing, I would say. I don't think it's really a racial thing.
No, it's totally black. Black mothers love beating their children. They love it.
I got beat also, but I think it's, like I said, it's not just a black thing. I remember even my grandmother would say when she was in school, the nuns, they came from Belgium. They used to beat the kids, you know?
But
so
I bet you they
it's
don't love it. Black people get a branch off a tree and beat you.
Well, like I said, from what I've experienced, it's every race. It's just the modern era, the woke era, where they're against that, right? So
amazing. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Nate.
All right. God bless.
You too, buddy. I want to know if this is wrong or right, or what should have happened in this situation from our New York Post. A California high school track star post-race celebration that pay homage to an Olympic gold medalist resulted in disqualification and the stripping of her state championship title by outraged officials. Watch this from KWBW.
I worked so hard
When she
for
cried,
that title.
The greatest moment of 16-year-old Clara Adams' young career taken away from her because of a celebration. After winning the 400-meter event at the CIF State Championships with a time of 53.24 seconds, her dream of winning a state title went up in flames after celebrating using a fire extinguisher.
When she blew the fire extinguisher, the opponents were gone. That was our moment of celebration. And the CIF officials made that about them. The crowd went crazy. They loved it. The booth, CIF booth went crazy. They loved it. But those few guys in those jackets, they took offense to it, didn't like it, and they made a decision based on emotions.
The North Salinas High sophomore grabbed a fire extinguisher from her father and coach and extinguished off her spikes. The CIF deemed her celebration unsportsmanlike, stripping her of her title. It's a celebration made famous by American sprint icon Maurice Green, who enjoyed her paying homage to him and thinks she should get her state title back.
When I heard, like, because it happened and then people just started calling me, oh, this girl who just won the 400 redid your celebration. I was like, huh, what? If it was away from everyone and not really interfering with anybody, I would say reinstate her.
Amazing. And the track star fathers hopped the railing because of how CIF official treated his daughter. Watch this.
One clear infraction was Clara's father hopping the railing onto the track after the race, but says he only did that because of how CIF officials were treating his daughter.
There's a CIF rule saying you can't come over the wall, you can't be on the infield, which is a rule respected. But at this point, I explained before about being a coach and a father wearing the different hats. I saw an official grab my daughter by the arm. They were yelling in her face. When he grabbed her by the arm, I went over the wall at that point. I'm father now. I'm not coach anymore. I'm over the wall.
Now, the true fastest 400-meter runner in the state is back home without a medal. And even if the CIF is to reinstate her as the champion, she never got that moment of being crowned a champion.
Even if everything goes in my favor, in regards to like getting my title back, I'll still never get that moment back, like standing on the podium as a sophomore. I'll never get that back because they took it from me.
Where is she crying? She's lying. What a mess, huh? What do y'all think about that? What do you think about that? She's going to carry on like that. And now the thrill of standing on stage, the thrill is gone. Gone away from her. The thrill is gone. I'll never get my moment. I want my moment. And I ain't gonna never. Did anybody tell you to put that mess on your shoes? That's not the rule, lady. 888-7753-773. Let me go to first time caller out of L.A., Lee. Lee, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, my question is, I have a lot of fear. I want to meet my future wife, but I'm scared to talk to girls because of rejection. They might reject me. But I want to find my future wife, but I'm scared, though, of the rejection.
And how do you know you're afraid of rejection?
I don't know. I just think that they might say something negative like, hey, I got a boyfriend.
Have you ever tried to meet one? Have you talked to a woman that you wanted to talk to?
Yeah, a couple times, yeah.
And when you spoke to them, how did it go?
Some of them went kind of bad. They looked at me and says, ugh.
And how old are you?
Get away. 55.
55.
Yeah.
And so you want to meet your wife, but you're afraid to talk to women, so you can't meet a wife?
Right.
And where is
can't meet a future wife.
Where is the fear?
I don't know if it's in my head or in my heart. I'm not sure.
And how do you know you have it if you don't know where it's located?
If I don't know where it's located, how do I know if I have it?
Yes.
I don't know I don't know how to answer that question.
How do you know you have it? You don't know where it is.
Well, I think I have it.
You what?
I think I have it.
And have you ever heard that all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything?
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. And because you think you have the fear, you're believing a lie, and you're not moving forward with your life because you're believing a lie. If you if you went out and just, you shouldn't be looking for a wife anyway. You should be only looking for the truth. But since you decide to put the woman first, you should go and shake it in your boot and talk to them and see what happens. And you're going to see that the fear was an illusion. It's not even real. You just think that it is, and all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything.
So you just said right now I shouldn't be looking for a wife, you said?
No, you should only look for the truth.
What do you mean by looking for the truth? Explain that to me.
Return to the Father, God, and when you return to Him, put Him first. Seeking first the kingdom of God, and all things will be added. And if it's meant for you to have a wife, He will give you one. You don't have to look for it. It'll be the right one. But if you look for one and you find one, all you're going to find are troubles. You're going to find Satan's daughter, and all you will ever have will be troubles.
So you're saying I shouldn't talk to the girls then?
You made the woman your God. You should talk to them so you learn how to deal with them, but don't talk to them thinking that this is your wife. You only put the truth first, and that will become your God, not something else or someone else.
So you're saying would like talk to them as a friend and not like try to talk to them as my future wife or something? Or
right.
What?
You don't even talk to them as a friend. You just talk to them because you want to talk to them. But don't have an agenda, and then you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, so the agenda is
to learn how to deal with women, not to be afraid. But don't talk to them with in your mind, this is your wife, or in your mind, this is your friend, or anything. You just speak to them, talk to them, and whatever is meant to be will be.
So this fear that I have,
it's not real.
The rejection.
It's not real. No such thing as fear of rejection. The fear comes from anger. Drop your anger, the fear would disappear. You drop the anger, you can move forward, because anger is just like fear. It's an illusion, and it holds you back in life. Once you drop your anger,
I'm not really mad at nothing.
You're mad at your mother.
Why would I be mad at her?
Because she recreated you in her image, and she made you afraid of her. And because you're afraid of her, you're afraid of all women, because you're running into the same spirit that's in your mother. But you forgive your mother for turning you away from your father, you would not have fear of anything, not psychological fear. But you got to forgive your mother for what she's done to you.
Okay, but my mother's in the grave, though. She's dead now.
She's dead, but just realize she could not help herself. And the fear that you have and emotions and thought you have, that came from her. You became like what you hate, right? And just as you can't help yourself, your mother could not help herself. Her mother did it to her. And then when you forgive your mother, knowing she couldn't help herself, God will forgive you, and He'll make you whole. He'll take away the fear.
So do I write a letter to my mom and put it on her gravesite, tell her that I forgive her?
If you want to, but you could just realize, you know what, I got to forgive my mother. She couldn't help herself. I'm wrong for resenting her. And that alone would change you.
Say that again?
When you realize, I got to forgive my mother. I'm wrong for being angry at her. She could not help herself. And I'm wrong for being angry. And the moment you can admit that, since she's dead, then it's free you. But it won't hurt. If you want to write a letter, do that. But you got to forgive her for what she's done to you. She has recreated you in her image. And you will make women your God.
Oh, so I'm making these women that I want to talk to, I'm making them my God.
That's why you're afraid of them, 100%.
Holy cow. So all this rejection that I have in my head and in my heart that I'm thinking, it's all a lie.
100%. You have identified with a lie. You have identified with evil.
And you know what calms me down is when I drink alcohol, and then I get a little more courage
But that's not real courage. Courage is when you can do it without drinking. Courage is when you do it in fear and trembling and you move forward anyway. That's courage. Lee, call me on Monday. I got to run.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Call me on Monday.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Super chat.
Super chat.
Super
chats. Over on YouTube, Lin Chen says, caller, you are still a woman for confession to your mother that you were wrong. Never tell a woman your problems, just forgive. Not say sorry for hate.
Amazing. Thank you.
Bailey, what's wrong with the blacks? Not all, but most seem beta. Beta.
Amazing. Thank you.
Ryan, Jesse, can you watch this video? Shares a video tip that I sent along on X.
Okay, thank you. I will check it out. Give me a little time, but I'll check it out.
Aaron G, I participated with the accuser and the condemner because I feel for them both just the same. What a mess.
Well, mess. Maybe we'll do this on Sunday. I have to wait to see. Thank you.
Kohlberger Art, thanks for the shout out. Also, I do think it's an act with Elon and Trump to buy time. Elon using words that emotional people cling to. Very interesting, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Elon Musk has no love, says Eric with 3 coffees. He has an emotional dependence. His love is conditional.
What a mess. Thank you.
Anthony on Cash App. Saturday, son. Oh no, it's Mun. Enjoy the days.
Amazing. Thank you.
Harmonic. How can I be part of the 24-hour network from Georgia?
Send your request to producer@jesseleepeterson.com.
Commander Kim, 81 years ago today, Allied forces comprising primarily of American, British, and Canadian troops landed on the beaches of Normandy, France in a coordinated operation involving air, land, and sea. Another rumble from Commander Kim, approximately 4414 Allied troops killed, including 2,501 Americans, between 4,000 and 9,000 German casualties. Overall Allied casualties, over 10,000.
Thank you. Keep it piffy.
Another from Commander Kim.
D-Day is today. That's what they're referring to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Operation Neptune was the code name. D-Day, major turning point in World War II. Liberation.
Move forward, man. We've got to run out of time.
It's 3 different super chats. I have to read them all. Pastor Shadowley, low IQ caller doesn't realize we should agree or disagree with ideas and not persons. Try again, Beta Bible Thumper.
Thank you.
And we'll have to read the rest of them later, guys. Thank y'all.
All right, I'm outside. I'll see you on Sunday morning. Hake coming up, and then the Father State TV, and then the American Anchor Baby. Stay with us, stay with us, stay with us. Bye.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.
We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.